What's up, JRD Nation? We are here today with Declan, a JRD community member, to tell his story of how he lost 125 pounds. What's going on, JRD Nation? We are joined today by Mr. Declan himself from the UK. Declan lost 125 pounds jumping rope, and he's here today to share his story with us.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, Declan, we need the origin story, man. Tell the people at home, like, who you are, where you're from, how old you are, just a little background on you.
Yeah, sure. So my name's Declan. It's my birthday today, so I'm 24. So
Happy birthday! Happy
thanks,
birthday.
man. So I'm from Manchester in the UK, and yeah, basically I wasn't always overweight. I, was probably just slightly, a bit bigger than I was now, but not not 20 stone. And basically I was going through a rough time in my life where I got depression, because I suffer from OCD, and that became severe. So basically I gained a lot of weight because, of course, when people get depressed, they don't care what they put into the body, so they overeat, and basically life got difficult to deal with because there's different sort of types of OCD, and of course people generically think of like the cleaning ones or the checking ones, which I do suffer from them, but there's like a spectrum of OCD basically. And one of the things is intrusive thoughts, which, to explain it like briefly, is we all have like random thoughts that pop into our head, but a person with OCD will like focus on them. So for example, you could be walking down the street with like a cup of coffee, and you could think like, oh, what if I like tripped and spilled my coffee on someone? Like automatically you know that you haven't, so then you just dismiss that thought and just carry on. But a person with OCD basically focuses on that thought and thinks, why did I have that thought? Has that happened? And they kind of like check and do compulsions to make sure, that hasn't happened and stuff like that. And these thoughts can like come in your head all day, every day, and they can be a lot worse than that. So of course, when you're going and having all that go through your mind all day, it brings you down, and of course life got tough, and things got pretty dark, and it was to the point where I honestly didn't think I'd be here today, but through like medication and stuff like that and therapy, I was able to sort of get back on track. And then and then from then on I started to get, once I got my mind back into good shape, I decided, let's get my body back to where it was, or in better shape. So
Why was your OCD, like, why did you talk about your OCD being correlated to your, like, why do you think that your OCD played into your weight gain?
Because because all that's going through, because you're going through all that basically, and going through such a tough time, you get like depressed, of course, and like when you get depressed, you just sort of eat whatever you want. You don't care about living anymore. You don't care about just what's going on. You just sort of, you eat and just don't sort of care. Plus the fact that the medication I was on as well also caused weight gain and like water retention and stuff like that. So it was just sort of like a vicious cycle of like overeating and eating unhealthy food, and not exercising or taking care of yourself. So it just sort of got worse and worse basically until I was over 20 stone.
Now that you've transformed, like you've lost 125 pounds, you must have gained like a good amount of confidence from that. Yeah. Like, how is your OCD now?
Yeah, it's miles better. Like, I can deal with those, like, I can deal with it. I mean, of course, it still affects me sort of little bits every day. Like, it's always kind of like a little battle. Like, stuff like just checking things are switched off, and and stuff like that. So like when I leave the house, I might sort of just check things when I don't need to. I know it's off, but it's gotten to the point where it's like minimal. It's just like, yeah, it's fine, right? You know, just like anyone else would. You know what I mean? I mean, it used to be to the point where I'd need a good extra 10 minutes before I'd leave anywhere, because I was like checking things were off and checking things were safe and fine and stuff like that. So now it doesn't really affect me that much. It's still like I still get anxiety from some things, but I'm able to just deal with it with the therapy and, like you say, with the confidence, and I'm in like a better mindset now.
Yeah. So you think like through exercising consistently and all that, like you've been able to kind of curb the, I guess the severity of the OCD.
I mean, the exercise does help me. Like I've spoke with a lot of people that I always feel better after. Well, I think everyone always feels better after the exercise, and it just sort of puts me in a good mood, and just it relaxes me. So, it just helps me sort of like with whatever I'm going through in the day. It's just once like, I can get my jump ropes out and just skip away, and then afterwards it's like I'm calm and relaxed, and it's like I can, deal with the rest of the day or whatever I'm, going through. So
cool.
How many years did this transformation take for it to happen? Like
when I was going through this sort of the depression and stuff, I was 18, and then it was like a couple of years of therapy, like 3 years of therapy, and then in about when I was sort of 22, around 22, I thought, right, I need to, I had lost like a bit of weight with just sort of getting, out the house, because when I was going through that tough time, like I couldn't leave the house. There was days where I didn't leave the house. I couldn't leave the house on my own, so I had to leave my job, and, I lost basically like all my friends, and just sort of, I lost my life basically. So, with getting my mind back on track and getting, I was able to go out the house, and, I was going to the gym, but it wasn't intense enough. It was like I'll go for 2 hours a week, and I'll just sort of pedal on a bike for half an hour, and then right, that's me done. And I hadn't changed what I was eating, or, and how much I was eating. It was still the same sort of like rubbish food that I was eating. So after, I got my mind back in, back into good working order, or, back when I started to reclaim my life back, I did start to look at myself and think, actually, I've not really lost that much. I've only lost like a bit. And, it was through like family and the realization of like, actually, I've not lost that much. So I thought, let's try and get back to where I was. Let's try and get back in shape, or, I started to eat healthier, and it was like, right, I need to make my exercise more intense. So I went to the gym more, and, I looked up what's the best way to lose weight, which jump rope came up. So I was like, I've always been interested in jump rope because, like I've told you guys, I'm a Rocky fan, and like, you see boxers skipping a lot, and it, it looked cool, and, I had tried it a couple of years before that, but never really sort of got into it because, in the beginner phase where you just sort of get frustrated because you can't do the tricks and stuff, and it was like, so you just sort of put it down. But I thought, right, I'm going to try and learn it. It looks like a fun way to lose weight, and it, it says like it's a good form of exercise, so I'll do that. So, typed in on Google like jump rope tutorials, and of course you guys popped up, the Zen dudes, or well, Zen Dude Fitness, but now of course you jump rope dudes. And yeah, it was just sort of watching your tutorials and just sort of like just practicing and just trying to learn the different tricks, and the, just every single day just getting my ropes out and practicing.
Oh, so you haven't that? So your Instagram every day. You've
Yeah.
had one every day.
Yeah.
I mean, I see you doing it every
Yeah.
day, but I didn't realize it was actually like you have not
Yeah,
missed a
it's
day.
like I've not missed a day from June 15th.
That is consistency right there.
So from June 15th, 2017, all the way up to 21st of August, 2018, I've skipped every single day. And yeah, at the beginning, it was like, when I was first starting out, it would be like 15 minutes. And then as I got, better at it, your duration goes on for longer, like, oh, I'll do it more. So now it's gone from 15 minutes every day to just using like 2 ropes. It was the original, like, Gen 1 cross rope, the quarter pound and the 1 pound rope, and now it's like it's half an hour every day. I've got 9 skipping ropes, and it's like, to break things up and, just to make it fun and keep it interesting.
What was your nutrition like?
People ask me that a lot because they probably think like, oh, he's probably like dead strict. He's probably like, preparing meals and like always no carbs or all that. I just eat normally. I just sort of, I have sandwiches or like I have just sort of like normal meals. It's just all about like making sure that the proportions are right, that you're getting, enough like nutrients and stuff like that, and then making sure that you're exercising just to keep it all in check. Like I'll still have like chocolate, like, I had a chocolate cookie yesterday and stuff like that. It's not like I'm like, no chocolate, no this, no that. Like it's everything in moderation, and it's just everything, just keeping everything in check, everything in moderation. It's like making sure you exercise, making sure that you're eating right and that you're eating the right amount. As long as you've got all that working, then, you don't need to be like, I have to have this amount, this weight, this, and stuff like that. And of course, different things work for different people, but that's what I found has worked for me, I just want to say, like, the community is what I love, is what has really also kept me going. Like I said, I've gone from having like no friends to like friends all around the world. And it's like, it's, I'm going to be meeting someone in a couple of days, and just, I know people from like LA and New York. I know people from, all over the globe, Costa Rica,
Shout out Charity community all over the world, baby. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you.
People are always looking for motivation. Someone who's starting at 0. What are you telling, man?
Make it fun, make it interesting. Like for me, it's like getting new music to listen to when I work out or jump rope. It's learning new tricks. It's, make it fun and make it interesting, because then it's consistent. Then you want to do it. You want to keep doing it. If it's just the same sort of boring routine, then of course you're not going to get interested and you're not going to want to do it. So just like make sure it's fun, whether you're doing it with friends or whether you just keep it interesting, and then you'll want to keep doing it. And I know it's like the corny saying, but do remember why you start, why you got into this. It's like, for me, it was like I wanted to get into a good shape, a relatively good shape, as good a shape as I could. And there are days where that I don't want to do it. Like I'm tired, I've got work, and it's like, oh, I've just had a long shift, I just want to go home. But it's just remember why you started. It's like, well, I was overweight, I was unhappy, I had very little friends, and life was terrible. And now look at you, and it's like, what got you from there to there? It was like, oh well, it was doing a thing. So it was jumping rope, and it just sort of motivates you, and once it keeps you going.
Like, do you have any specific words of encouragement for the kids? So let's say there's a kid right now who's 20, he's when he's 20 years old, and he's overweight, has OCD, doesn't think this is possible. Like, what are your words to that kid?
It is possible. It's you just have to do it. You just have to make that first step and just start. Don't procrastinate, and don't say, oh, I'll put it. Just start and try it, and just try your best, and that's all that you can do. And you'd be amazed what you can do, especially when you put your mind to it, and when you are consistent you can be amazed by what you can do and what people can do. Like I've seen a bunch of different transformations from like the community, and it's incredible. It can be done. It's just all down to you, basically. No one else is going to help you. People can give you advice and all sorts, and encourage you, but it's down to you. You have to be the one to do it, basically.
Dude, what the hell does it feel like to lose 125 pounds? Like, dude, like in your head, seriously, what is your, like, when you wake up, how do you feel, like, in your body? Like, does that, because it was only a year ago that you were not.
Yeah.
So what, like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm very curious, like, someone who's lost 125 pounds, like, that has to just feel, there's got to be a lot of, like, emotions involved with that. And
I mean, I can't believe it. I mean, I used to be in shirts that were like double XL or nearly triple XL, and now I'm in a small. You know what I mean? It's like, and I just sort of like giggle to myself sometimes, where it's just like, look at how far. It's been like, don't get me wrong, it's been like a tough journey, but where I am now, I'm so much happier and like a totally different person. And although I wouldn't want to, I would take that journey again if I had to. If I had to go through it all, blood, sweat, and tears, do it all again. Really.
I mean, to be fair, if you would have told us, like when we started this business, that we'd be interviewing this badass dude who lost 125 pounds, we would be equally as like psyched about it.
No, I mean, like, that's what I say about like the community. It's just like, it means so much to us. Like interacting with you guys, it's like, it makes us feel connected, and so it really is amazing. It really is.
Declan, inspirational story, incredible story, man. Where can people go follow your story more? Because you post a video every day for over a year now on Instagram. I know people want to go follow the story. We'll link it down in the description. We'll put it as a pinned comment, but tell the people where they can find you, your Instagram handle, anywhere else you want to send them.
Yeah, basically it's DecMac10, so that's my Instagram. I'm on there every day, and I try and answer every single message I get. So, that's the best way that you can find me. I have just started a YouTube channel called The Jump Rope Show. So basically I'm doing like little vlogs of like the meetups that I go to. So of course this one's going to be in there and stuff. So that's the best place that they can find me is YouTube and Instagram. So,
well, Declan, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you for having me, guys. It's been amazing, honestly.
Absolutely, man. JRD Nation, thank you for tuning in to another video today where we told Declan's story. We hope that you guys found that inspirational and it allows you to go take action in your own life. If you want to go ahead and follow Declan, we linked up all of his social things right in this area right here. If you guys like this video and found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up below, followed by a subscribe to continue receiving more information about jumping rope, getting lean, and living more. I'm Dan Whitmer, that's Brennan Epstein. This is the Jump Rope Dudes, reminding you always to do the thing.